Good morning, class. I am John Ribartido, your English teacher for today. So, how's your day? It is okay so far? Now, let us pray. So, Algari Trisha, please lead the prayer. Okay, thank you, Algari Trisha. Okay, before you sit down, please pick up all the trashes under your chair. Then girls, please tie your hair. And also boys, please unbutton your polo. And after that, you may sit down. So let's have an attendance first. So say present if your name is called. Algabre Trisha Nicole. Algabre Tristan Claire. Bariquatro Clerk. Baraclan Jovi. So I'm happy now that you are all present. So we have discussed last week about verbs. So Trisha Nicole Algabre, can you give us a recap of what we have discussed last meeting? Yeah, okay, very good. That's it. Since we are done with our last topic, so now I'm going to discuss our new topic. It's called parallel structures. So, who among you here have an idea of what is parallel structure? Okay, Kristen Claire, you have an idea about parallel structure? Okay, very good. Any idea? Algabre Trisha Nicole. Okay, very good. Okay, very good ideas. So we will see in the latter part of our discussion if your ideas are correct. So before we go through our discussion of what is parallel structure, now we have our objectives for today's topic. First is define the parallel structure and other key terms. Second, recognize the different types of parallel structure. Third, rewrite the incorrect sentence to have a parallel structure. And fourth, evaluate literary piece from Asian author that are using parallelism and other works. And fifth, share your thoughts regarding the point. And sixth is construct a poem using parallel structure. Okay, we are done with our objectives. So now, for unlocking difficulties, first is the parallelism, second is phrases, third is clauses, fourth is conjunction, fifth is coordinating conjunctions, sixth is correlative conjunctions, seven is infinitives, and the last is colons. So parallelism. Who among you here have an idea of what is parallelism? Okay, Trisha Nicole, you have an idea of what is parallelism? Okay, very good. Parallelism is when a phrases in a sentence have a similar or the same grammatical structure. Parallelism is also called as parallel structure. And how about phrases? Who have an idea what is phrases? So, Kristen Clear Adelgabre, what is phrases? Okay, thank you. So, phrases is a group of words that express a concept and is used as unit within a sentence. And how about the clauses? Okay, Clark Bariquatro, Have an idea of what is clauses? Okay, very good. Okay, clauses is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb. Also, we have conjunctions. Emery Eleviano, what is your idea about conjunctions? Oh, very good. Conjunctions, a word used to connect clauses or sentences to coordinate words in the same clause. Next, we have coordinating conjunctions. Okay, Catherine Bernardo, do you have an idea? Okay, very good, thank you. So, the coordinating conjunctions is a word that joins two elements of equal grammatical rank and syntactic importance. And how about correlative conjunctions? Okay, Enrique Hill, do you have an idea? Very good. Correlative conjunction is a sort of a like tag team. So conjunctions that include pairs such as both and not but. And how about the infinitives? Okay. Oh, Jillian, do you have an idea of what is infinitives? Very good. Infinitives is a form of a verb but doesn't act as a verb. Okay, the last one is the colons. So, Danielle Padilla, do you have an idea what is colons? Okay, very good. So, colons is a punctuation mark consisting of two equality dots placed in one above the other on the same vertical line. So we are done unlocking all the difficulties words that we may encounter in our discussion. So now let's proceed to our main topic for today, which is the parallel structure. So parallel structure. A parallel structure means using the same pattern of words to show that two or more words or ideas are of equal importance. Words and phrases within a sentence should not only match in structure, but also in tense. Writers use parallel structure to add clarity to their writing, make it easier to understand, and it shows that their writing is structurally and grammatically correct. Explore parallel structure examples to better understand the concept. So now, I have here a small clip video for what is parallel structure. Let's watch this.
So when you hear the word parallel, you probably think of math, right? Like parallel lines. And the concept here is actually kind of the same. In math, two lines that are parallel are two lines that follow the same path without touching and pretty much look the same. And believe it or not, that's basically the same way it works with grammar. Parallel structure is when all of the words and phrases in a sentence follow the same pattern, so to speak. They're written in the same way. Let's look at a really basic example of this. I enjoy hiking, swimming, and fishing. So there are three words here that are all parallel, that are all written the same way. Hiking, swimming, and fishing. They're all written as gerunds, as ing activities, as things that you do. So this is good. This is parallel structure. But what if I did this? I enjoy hiking, swimming, and to fish. Well, now these things are no longer parallel, and my sentence is wrong. Let's look at another one. She wants to go to college and get a job. Now, this is also parallel. But my question for you is, what two things are parallel here? What are the things I'm actually looking at? Answer is, go to college and get a job. Those phrases are both written the same way. Go to college is an action, and get a job is an action. And they're both written in the same tense, so we're good. Let's try a few practice ones. Joey is studying music, dance, and how to make art. Now, what three things should be parallel here? Make a decision. Should be these three. Now, of those three things, which of them are already parallel with each other? Which ones are already written in the same way? Should have said music and dance. So then how do we change this last part? How do we change it so that it sounds just like music and dance? Well, music is a noun, and dance is also a noun. So we should just say art. Just art. Joey is studying music, dance, and art. Next one. Ben is a talented singer, is good at speaking, and writer. Okay, so once again, what things should be parallel here? Answer is reader, is good at speaking, and writer. Now, of those three things, which ones are already parallel? Answer is these two. Okay, so how do we change this middle part to make it parallel with the others? Well, it's actually pretty simple. We just say speaker. Ben is a talented reader, speaker, and writer. Couple more. Nick spends his days drinking Mountain Dew, and he eats Doritos. Alright, same question as always. What things should be parallel here? Should have said drinking Mountain Dew, and he eats Doritos. Now, these are clearly not parallel, and since there are only two of them, you could technically change either one to make it match the other, but the simplest one to change would be the second part. And what would we change it to? Well, we have an ing activity, drinking Mountain Dew, so we should change the second part to match that, to become an ing activity as well, which means eating Doritos. Now, if you wanted to change the first part, if you're really set on that, you could, but you'd have to change it to something like this. Nick drinks Mountain Dew and he eats Doritos. But again, the best way to do it is to keep it as true as possible to the original sentence, so that would mean changing the second part. Okay, last one. I picked up my things, run out the door, got in my car, and drove off. Whew. Yikes, okay, longest one by far. But we should already know that each of these four things should be parallel. The question is, are they? Well, let's think about tense here. Past tense, present tense, and future tense. Which one of these is not in the same tense as the others? Well, let's go one by one. I picked up my things. That's past tense, as in it already happened. I run out the door. Ooh, present tense, like right now. I got in my car. Okay, that's back to past tense. I drove off. Also past tense. So it looks like 3 of our verbs are all in the past tense, which means we need to change the last one to match the others. So the question is, how do we make run past tense? Well, simple. We change it to ran. So altogether, the correct sentence reads, I picked up my things, ran out the door, got in my car, and drove off.
Okay, we're done watching the video. So, who among you here can tell us what is parallel structure in the video? Okay, Catherine Bernardo, please tell us about parallel structure of what the video is presenting. Okay, thank you. Very good. So what is the importance of parallel structure in a sentence? So I have here a copies of literary text of Kairani Baroka entitled Money for Your English. Okay, you have now your copies. So read and analyze that literary text and then take notes all the important details that you missing in that literary piece. Okay, you're already done reading the poem. So, do you understand the poem, class? Okay, so what makes the poem to be interesting for you? For you, Catherine Bernardo, what makes the poem for you to be interesting? Okay, very good. How about you, Daniel Padilla? Does this poem remind you of anything that you've read before? Tell us. Okay, very good. And then, are there parallel structures that being used in the sentence of the poem? If there is, who can give me an example? Okay, Marga, give us an example of parallel structure that present in the sentence of the poem. Okay, very good. Okay, Tristan Clear. What is the message of the poem? Okay, very good. So now, let's go to the parallel structure of how to use this in a sentence. First is the parallel structure with coordinating conjunctions. So, this parallel structure should be used when you connect clauses with the coordinating conjunctions such as for, and, nor, or, but, so, or, yet in the sentence. So, these are the correct examples. So, every morning, we make our bed, ate breakfast, and feed the dog. The bold text here is the make, and, ate, and feed. They are both parallel structure in coordinating conjunction in which they use the make, the ate, and fed. They use and as coordinating conjunctions for this sentence. So now the incorrect examples of parallel structure with coordinating conjunctions. This sentence is, every morning we make our bed, eating breakfast, and feed the dog. So, in the sentence, we observe that we can see this, that eating does not match the make or feed in the structure. That's why this structure was incorrect. The next is the parallel structure with correlative conjunctions. Parallel structure is also used with the correlative conjunctions such as either, or, neither, nor, not only, but also. These are the correct examples. They argued not only about the article but also about the review. The sentence used not only and but also. And for the incorrect examples of the parallel structure with correlative conjunctions, they argued not only about the article, but they argued also about the review. The phrase they argued should not be here. It keeps the second part of the sentence from being parallel with the first. So this is the incorrect examples of the parallel structure with the correlative conjunctions. Next, we have parallel structure with infinitives. So, parallel structure should be used with infinitive. The correct examples, Ashley likes to ski, to swim, and to jump. And for incorrect examples of the parallel structure with infinitives, Ashley likes to ski, to swim, and jump. There needs to be between and jump to be parallel with other items. Next, we have parallel structure with ing endings. So, be consistent and use parallel structure with words that end in ing. So, the correct examples: Joe likes running, walking, and being active. So, in the sentence, we can see that the consistent of using ing in the end of the word. So the running, the walking, and being. So I have here an example sentence from the poem with the parallel structured with ing endings. So in the poem, it is attempt at asserting mine, while erasing mine, while forgetting mine, and then remembering mine. So we can see that in this sentence, the consistent of using ing endings in the word asserting, erasing, forgetting, and remembering. And for the incorrect examples of the parallel structure with ing endings, this sentence is Joe likes running, walking, and outdoor activities. Running and walking are parallel with each other, but outdoor activities is not parallel. Use participating in outdoor activities or similar. That's why this sentence is incorrect in a way that in this sentence, the ing is not consistent in the end of the words. And for the parallel structure for with clauses, so parallel structure should be used when writing clauses. Correct examples: the teacher told them that they need to study and that they should practice their words every night. Word that they there is the parallel structure with clauses. So this is the sentence from the poem that uses parallel structure with clauses. So, if you do not speak English, you may not be able to survive. It is sink or swim. So, do not and may not is being parallel structure with clauses. The incorrect examples of the parallel structure with clauses. In these examples, the clauses do not illustrate parallel construction. The problem wording is highlighted. So, the teacher told them to study and not they should practice their words every night. So, this sentence should either include that they in both clauses, like the correct examples above. So, or it should be include the word said between that and they. Let's proceed to parallel structure and list with columns. So, when you have items on a list following a column, the items should all be the same form in order to avoid a parallel structure error. So, the correct examples: the following activities can be done at the mall: buying groceries, eating lunch, and paying bills. The columns here is there in the mall. So we can see that the buying and eating and paying is parallel structure with in the list with columns. So the incorrect examples of the parallel structure in list with columns in this sentence is: the following activities can be done at the mall: buying groceries, eating lunch, and bill payment. So, the bill payment should be written as paying bills in order to show the parallel construction. Next, we have parallel structure in other list. So even when a colon isn't used to introduce a list, parallel construction is important. So the correct examples, the terms that from parallel structure in this sentence are bold. So Mary wanted to make sure that she made her presentation creatively, effectively, and persuasively. So in these examples, we can see the other list. So we have the creativity, effectively, and persuasively. And for incorrect examples, for the parallel structure in other list is Mary wanted to make sure she made her presentation creatively, effectively, and persuaded others. So here we can see that creatively, and effectively are parallel structure, but the persuasive is not. So the persuaded others is not parallel with the other list items. And next is the parallel structure in verb tense. So keep in mind that parallel structure should be used when it comes to verb tense. Your verb tenses should always match. So the correct examples, she wrote a letter and mailed it to the school. So here in this sentence, the verb there is wrote. And for the incorrect examples for the parallel structure in verb tense, so she writes a letter and mailed it to the school. So this mixes present and past tenses. So both words should be at the same tense. So there is the writes is present, but mailed is past tense. So to make it parallel structure, she wrote, then mailed. That's the parallel structure should be. Okay, class, the importance of parallel structure in a sentence is the parallel structure provides flow in a sentence, that it keeps your writing balanced and makes it easier to read. It is also that ideas are of equal importance. Errors in parallel structure can make your writing sound strange to the listeners. Mini tests, including the SAT, will require you to identify the parallel structure errors as a means of testing your writing abilities. Okay, class, we are done with our discussion. So, what have you learned in our discussion? Okay, Marga, what have you learned in our discussion for today? Okay, very good. Thank you for that. Okay, very good. So, Karina, what lesson do you acquired from the literary text from Kairani Barroca? Okay, very good. Thank you for that. Okay, Tricia Nicole Algabre, what is your thought about and how the parallel structure and its type gives the importance in constructing a sentence or in a paragraph? Okay, very good. Thank you for that. I know that you have learned a lot for this discussion, so let's have a quiz. Test 1, direction is rewrite the incorrect sentence to have a parallel structure. And for test 2, direction, review the following sentences for errors in parallel structure. Correct the sentence by rewriting it. Not only sentences are incorrect, answers may vary. So after answering the quiz, please write the assignment. So the assignment will be construct a short story, then underline each parallel structure that being used in the story. So, okay class, that's all for today. Goodbye class. Thank you for listening. Okay, let us pray. Christine, please lead the prayer, dear. Okay. Bye class. See you next week.